Women Taking the Lead, bonus episode number 10. I and you, if we want to live amazing lives, we have to find opportunities to stretch our current abilities and be a little uncomfortable at times. This is one of the ways in which we grow. Hello, my name is Jody Flynn and welcome to Women Taking the Lead, where we are all about creating blasts of inspiration to help you overcome self-doubt so you can lead with confidence, integrity, and a sense of humor. Head over to womentl.com/recognize to reserve your spot in our upcoming webinar on how to be recognized and rewarded for the work you do. Now, your future awaits, so let's get started. Hey everyone, it's so great to be back here chatting with you. And if you've been hanging around the Women Taking the Lead world at all lately in the past month or so, then you know there's been something pretty big that's been going on for me and for all of us. I did my first live webinar for Women Taking the Lead last week, and I'm glad it's done. Don't get me wrong, it was awesome. It was amazing. And the size and scope of it nearly toppled me. And now I know I can do it again. The foundation has been created, and each time I do a webinar, it'll be easier and I can identify ways to tweak it a little bit to constantly be improving. But the initial birth has happened and it's out there. And I was reflecting on this experience prior to doing the webinar while I was home visiting for Easter. I was trying not to let the work and worry of the webinar interfere with the celebration. And honestly, what gave me a little peace was the thought that it's meant to be like this. Now, am I supposed to stress myself out with each new thing? No, not necessarily. I can see in retrospect some things I could have done to spread the work out a little bit more and to support myself and get some help. But I and you, if we want to live amazing lives, we have to find opportunities to stretch our current abilities and be a little uncomfortable at times. This is one of the ways in which we grow. Now, sometimes life throws things at us and we're forced to grow whether we're ready for it or not. But for the most part, we have a choice in the areas we want to grow and how fast we want to grow. For myself, I'm a big fan of the Slight Edge philosophy, and the Slight Edge is a book written by Jeff Olson. And if you have not read it yet, my goodness, you have to get on board. We talk about it here all the time. But what Jeff talks about is doing little things every single day to just get a little bit better. And for the webinar, when I wasn't rushing at the end, I was watching a couple short videos each day or working on a few slides at a time. And when I had to learn new software, I would give myself more frequent and longer breaks because that's not my strong suit. I can learn new technology and I have a lot of fun with it once I do, but the learning of it takes effort and concentration for me. It's not intuitive for me, and frankly, it makes me nervous at times. But I do it, I take it slow, and I celebrate when it's done. I've got some steps that you can take to just get started and feel more comfortable stretching yourself in a new area. Now, keep in mind, though, I'm going to have you set a goal. The focus in these steps is not the goal. The focus is on the mindset and forming new habits that will support you in attaining any goal. So here are your steps. 1, identify something you want to accomplish, or an area you want to grow in, but have it be a little more specific. Like, what do you want to get to? Something, anything. Think of the life you'd rather be living and identify something you can start working towards now. 2, set a date by which you can reasonably accomplish this. Don't make it too tight. Life happens and you don't want to blame life events for the reason you didn't hit your deadline and have them stress you out. And not too far out either. Remember, the deadline provides motivation. If it's too far out, you won't make this a priority. 3, identify an easy daily practice you can put in place to support you in accomplishing this goal. It should take no more than 20 minutes a day, though somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes is ideal. 4, think about who you can count on, whom you can check in with, that you feel comfortable being honest with about your progress. That's your accountability partner. Ask them if they're up for the task. And 5, get started. Don't put it off. There's no better time than now. We're talking about small daily practices. This isn't something big you have to overhaul your life with. Now, of course, there will be other things you'll have on your to-do list to accomplish this goal, but you need to look at this daily practice as the foundation. It will keep you on track and moving towards your goal, even if life gets crazy. And here's an example from my life, right? 1, identify the goal. I want to begin building a team this year, and I know it's going to start with a virtual assistant who can help me with tasks around the promotion of the episodes of Women Taking the Lead. Something that needs to happen first is getting sponsors for the podcast. This, like the webinar, is new and definitely out of my comfort zone, but I know I can do it. I've got the media kit ready to go, and I know other podcasters who have sponsors, so I know I can ask them any questions as those questions come up for me. 2, set a date. I think it's very reasonable that I could have my first paid sponsor within 30 days. 3, daily practice. A daily practice would evolve. So it would start with making a list of brands that I think align with my mission and would benefit from being my sponsor. I'm looking for a win-win for me and the sponsor. Once that is done, my daily practice would be to send 2 customized emails to potential sponsors. 4, the accountability partner. I already have an accountability partner, Kim, whom I check in with every Monday at 9 a.m. So I've got that covered. 5, getting started. Today, I'm going to spend 15 to 20 minutes researching companies that share my mission and that my audience would love. Tomorrow, I'll create an email template that I'll customize to each company that I reach out to. So I'm not recreating the wheel, so to speak, with each email I send. It's a little bit of a time saver, though I do want the message to be personalized. Now it's your turn. Go through the steps until you have your foundation and you are ready to start. And if you find getting started difficult, start with something fun or light to ease yourself into the process and get used to it, right? This is how you stretch yourself so that you have more and more accomplishments that you can look back on at the end of the year. So what do you want to accomplish this year? Think about that. And leave your comments on the blog post that accompanies this episode so we can cheer each other on. All right, that's it for me for now. Here's to your success. Thank you for joining me on Women Taking the Lead. Are you ready to take the lead in your own life? Head over to womentl.com/recognized to reserve your spot in my upcoming webinar on how to be recognized and rewarded for the work that you do. And to strengthen you on your leadership journey, I'd like to send you off with a quote from Marianne Williamson. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine, as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Again, thank you for joining with me. And here's to your success.